Hello everyone, this is Martin with Steadfast and Orion Moto in Houston, and welcome to the first/second show of I don't know what this is gonna become thing. All I know is that we want this to become, an informative channel for our customers, for our drivers, and for potential drivers, or for any driver out there who needs a little bit of guidance in the industry. Personally speaking, we've watched a lot of videos on YouTube ourselves, and a lot of miscommunication out there. Some good, some bad, like everywhere, but we feel that we can bring some value into this internet world now that we're in business for ourselves, and we're in a partnership also with the Evans Delivery Company. Speaking of Evans Delivery, we're making this video solely on our behalf, on our experiences, on our beliefs, on our things, on our how we view this industry. While we lean on the support of the Evans Delivery Companies and the family. I mean, they don't necessarily agree with everything that we say. There's independent from what we do, and we don't want to put them in any spot by us saying anything bad or anything like that. I mean, we fully intend on being respectful. We fully intend on giving out right information, and like I said, we've been doing this now we've been running our own business now for the past 3 to 4 years. My wife has more of those numbers, but I know for sure it's 3. There's days that I don't even know if it's Sunday or it's Monday or it's Tuesday or it's Wednesday, but yeah. Today,
We're going on 4.
Going on 4 years, yeah. No, so today, to be honest with you, that's what I want to touch up on. It's funny that you guys see what I'm on. This is an ironing board. This is our first desk. When we first started our own, or went on our own, completely on our own, thank God for Preston. He's part of the PFQ company. He's a great company as well. And thanks to him, we had this opportunity to venture off into our own little business. And little did we know where we'd end up, 3 to 4 years later with, shy of a 30,000 square foot warehouse. And it all started from this ironing board. So, in all reality, to me, this ironing board means everything. It means the beginning, it means, you never forget where you begin, or you never forget where you come from. And I firmly believe that as time goes by, as time goes on, this is something that I cherish a lot. But okay, to the topic of today, business owners and owner-operators. What is your real occupation? What is the real occupation of a business owner and an owner-operator? Because now that we've been doing this for, going on 4 years, we've learned some good ones and some very bad ones. Some, that have been positive for business, and some that have been very damaging to our business. As small business owners, thank God we have the support of Evans Delivery, because there's things that, quite frankly, without something, someone like them behind you, it's difficult. So to those business owners who own their own business and operate their own business 100% solely on themselves, I tip my hat off to you. That's, I know what it's like. I've been with business owners that started like that, And I mean, not to say that's not an option that my wife and I explored. We just we've been doing this for far too long, and we just wanted to go a different direction. That was all. And because we see a different future in the industry, we definitely saw that the agent model was the best model for us. Um, to be honest with you, if you're a business owner, there's a lot of decisions you have to make on a day-to-day basis. God knows my wife, there was days where she's crying. She was crying because payroll was difficult to make, or whatever it could have been. A lot of times employees don't see that side. The 3 a.m.s, the 2 a.m.s, and you still have to be at work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of all-nighters sometimes. There's a lot of long nights, long days. Sometimes in business, you have to work Sunday. You have to work Saturday. It is what it is. I mean, it depends. It depends. Everybody has their own wants, their own needs, their own goals. So I can't really talk about anything like that, because that's everybody's, different. Everyone has different goals. Some people want 2, 3 trucks. Some people want 10. Some people want 100. Some people want 300. I mean, everybody has different wants, different needs. So you can't really hate on anybody, because personally, for us, it was the insurance costs. We knew how expensive insurance was going to be if we opened up our own business, and how it is when you start from 1 to 10 trucks in a small trucking business, how expensive insurance is. So we already knew that going down that road, we could have gone, but knowing how much money that would have taken, it's just a smart decision, personally. The money that we had made or stashed, that my wife, thank God, had stashed for a few years, I mean, that helped us with the warehouse, and that, in all reality, was just a business decision. We could have gone either direction, and as an owner-operator, I feel that you should make smart decisions too, because I've seen tons of owner-operators lose their trucks. Seriously, I mean, you can say one thing or another, everybody has, but like I said, I've been doing this for far too long for somebody to tell me that owner-operators are making a lot of, well, not all of them, but here's what happens. I used to dispatch a driver when I first started this industry, back in the early 2000s. I knew nothing. I was green, zero. Driver took advantage of me. Later on in the years passed by, when I finally understood how dispatch worked and what was going on, I understood what this driver did. He took advantage of me, hardcore. We had about 22 trucks back then. And we had 20 loads in a warehouse right here near the 610 Market Street location. And there were 20 loads going to the railroad right there on Wallaceville. So 5 miles, 3 miles, whatever. 20 loads. Well, me being green, being proactive, not really, that's my job. But I rail billed all these 20 boxes. They gave me the seal numbers. The only thing that the warehouse didn't tell me was that they were going to have them all loaded. They didn't tell me they were going to have them all loaded. So here is the next day. I come to work, and these drivers show up. 2 drivers. It was 2 cousins. And they bring in 10 paperwork, 10 PODs, 10 bill of ladings a piece. what had happened was they dropped off the last two boxes that night. And then the drivers, while they dropped off those last two boxes, when I say night, it was like at 5 p.m. But you know, December time, so it's when there's dark early. So they dropped those last two boxes and they see that there's a few of them loaded. Here's a story about one of these drivers. One of these drivers ended up opening up his own business later down the line, but that's another. Anyway. This driver checks, I guess, the UP rail and figures out that they're all rail built. Takes it upon himself to tell himself and his cousin to pick up all these boxes and start turning them in. These are 20 loads. I'll remind you that the UP back then used to close at midnight. Or I think it's 24 hours, but for sure it was midnight. Because sometimes there wouldn't be somebody checking you in later than that. So, this driver convinces on these boat drivers, they bring me these bills, and I'm just looking at them. Like, what the? There's, two drivers did 20 loads. When we were kind of slow, or I don't remember exactly, but that's difficult. That's difficult to swallow because you knew that wasn't right, and they knew that wasn't right, but they still did it. They took advantage. And experiences like that, I've gone through a ton of them. I've had drivers in business. Like I said, here's the thing about owner-operators that I want to tell. If you're an owner-operator, this is what I believe that the actual phrase is, you're an owner of a business that operates his own truck. That's how I view owner-operators. You're a business owner, but you just are a different style. You're a business owner that operates a truck, motor vehicle. Now, as a business owner, as an owner-operator, I believe that we should be, or we are, firefighters. We're problem solvers. That's our job. We're just, really and truthfully, we're there to just put out flames. An employee calls you and there's a situation with the driver and he can't handle it. Typically it's the driver typically it's the owner that can get through to the driver because he knows that's the last line of defense. That's it. After that, he can't get past that line. And that's where I feel that owner-operators, company drivers is a different story, but owner-operators, you're a business owner. You should understand that the business owner has an employee that's there to help you. If that employee didn't check the rail billing, didn't check the booking, didn't check the last free day, didn't check the cutoff, all these things, you as a business owner, you wouldn't do your job. So each business owner has a responsibility to each other. Like us in Steadfast and Orion, we have an obligation to our employees and to our drivers. For instance, the owner-operator, when there's no work, typically sits on the yard and waits for somebody to call him and give him a dispatch. Or he's at home waiting for a dispatch. If there's no work, the business owners still has employees, or maybe even the business owner himself is still in the office making phone calls, sending emails, sending rates, advertising, doing whatever he needs to do in order to get, business. And most people, I feel that they say that, being a driver is a lonely road, is a lonely, place to be in, and they're right. And so is being a business owner. Drivers are able to drive 70 hours a week. A business owner typically works minimum 70 hours a week. I promise you, a typical business owner misses birthdays, weekends with the family, barbecues, birthday parties. I mean, that's just, it depends on how much you want it. You can't say you want to make $1 million, but you're working from home. Or, you can make a lot of money working from home. But when we did it, we did that for a few months because we went through a little stench with Harvey. And unfortunately, we had to, be here at the house for a little bit. It slows down a bit. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It hurt us a bit. I mean, we didn't lose anything, but we also didn't gain anything. We were at a plateau. So when you're in business, like I said, drivers, you're able to work 70 hours a week, man. Seriously, I mean, think about it. From Monday through Friday, just if you only drive 11 hours, it's 55 hours. Right? Is my math right? Okay. I didn't do good at math when I was in school. That's for real. But, come on, I mean, 55 hours, you got 70 hours to work. If you drive them all, man, no respects. Now, if you drive them all consecutively, weekly, man, wow. But a phrase from a friend of mine that I consider a good friend of mine that tells me all the time that hold yourself accountable, man. Hold yourself accountable. If you want to make money, if you want to be happy, hold yourself accountable. Be truthful to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You know where you're slacking off. You know where you're cutting a corner. That costs you extra money because you cut corners. You know that. So, personally speaking, those who cut corners in this industry, we've seen, my wife and I, it's damaging to a business. We've seen drivers get left stranded with paychecks not, they don't give 2-3 weeks paychecks because the company's going out of business. And then they're still talking about their paychecks. But yet the whole time, the company's paying out of pocket dry runs, out of pocket chassis splits, Because there's a lot of waiting time, out of pocket waiting time, because customers don't pay waiting time a lot of time. So that's true. Drivers don't believe it, but that's true. So this is what the videos that I want to make are going to be about. Because if you want to be unhappy, blame somebody else. Blame. Be unhappy, blame. Point fingers at something else, someone else. We don't do that here. Not here. Like I said, if we pointed the fingers and blamed at our drivers for everything that goes wrong, we wouldn't be in business. Seriously, like, I don't believe that. Because we hold ourselves accountable. Hey, if our driver's late, because we failed to make that phone call at 6:30 a.m. when he should have been there at 7, at 8, to wake him up. I mean, sometimes it sucks, but yeah, you have to do that. Check calls in the morning. I failed to do that at times, and it's cost us. You know? It's happened. I'm human. We're all human. But as business owners, we have to solve those problems. You have to put those flames out. And as an owner-operator, you're a business owner, man. Honestly, you file 1099. You don't get taxes taken out of your check. You don't have vacation. You know, Social Security that the company takes out of your check. You're a business owner. Companies provide fuel cards for you. They provide insurance. They provide IFTA. They provide chassis. They provide equipment. You know? The only thing that we're asking for you as a business owner on your side to do is to take care of that equipment. That's it. Return it in the same way you picked it up, in good condition. And if it's not in good condition when you picked it up, report it. It's not that hard. Use your DVIR. Nobody uses their DVIR. The first thing that the DOT pulls, if there's something wrong, is the DVIR. Well, one of the first things. The monthly maintenance report, I mean, a lot of things. Anyways, as business owners, we have to do our due diligence. And even if we don't know, let's ask questions. There's plenty of things that my wife and I don't know. So let's ask questions. There's a meeting that we're going to in Dallas this Saturday that we're there to learn. We're there to listen. We're students. I believe that business owners are students. So, this is our first / second video of, like I said, I don't know what this is going to become. How many views, it don't matter. I just hope that it helps anybody. If it helps one person out of all the videos that we're going to do, that's done the job. In business, it's not easy, man. There's a lot of pain. A lot of late nights, a lot of late weekends, a lot of non-family events. So if you're really interested in trucking, especially being a driver, you have to be willing to give up a little bit, man. Fix your truck on Saturdays and Sundays, not on Mondays or Tuesdays when there's business going on. Be smart. Sometimes I know it's not always possible, but you know, we can do the best we can to always help out each other. But thank you guys. This is our desk once again. This is how we started, and I hope that this desk means something to us, and it means something to a lot of people, because, like I said, don't give up. You know, have goals, have dreams, have wants, have needs. You know, business isn't easy, but you can go from this little bitty ironing board, you know, to a 30,000 square foot warehouse in 3-4 years if you just work. But thank you guys for listening. This is Martin with Steadfast and Orion. We'll be putting out a lot of these videos out and to be more informational. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.